discuss about, and I want to take you in depth. So I'll just give some brief idea that what exactly is this diversity, anxiety, and bias is all about. First of all, I would like to do one activity. I want you to think of your 5 best friends. Take a moment and think about it. Think about them. And then as I ask questions to you, I want you to write in chat. The first question is that these top 5 friends, are they from the same country? They have the same nationality like yours? If yes, please write in chat. If no, please write in chat. So are these 5 friends from the same country like yours? Please write in chat, because this is very important to understand. We are trying to understand what we think about diversity. So let's explore ourselves. Yes, they are from your own country. Abbas has written it. Now, the second question I have is that if you are like a non-vegetarian or you have certain kind of eating habits, like maybe you're vegan or non-vegetarian or vegetarian or fishitarian, whatever it is, do your friends share the same eating habits? If yes, please write in chat, and I would love to hear from you. No, they do not share. Okay, that's wonderful. Okay. Now, my third question is that do you share common do you share anything common in sports? Like if you like football, do they also like football, or they don't like football and still you are friends? Please write in chat. Do you like football, or we respect each other's choices? That's wonderful. Okay, so Gurpreet has friends who are not having the same sports interest. Now, my next question is that do you have the same common language in which you talk most of the time? Please write in chat if top 5 friends, those who have joined now, I want to ask you, think about your top 5 friends, and I have a couple of questions. Write in chat, yes or no. Do they have the same nationality like yours? Do they speak the same language like yours? Do they have the same eating habit like yours? Do they belong to the same gender like yours? Like if you're a male, do these top 5 friends, are these male? If you're a female, these top 5 friends, are they female? If yes, then please write in chat for any of these questions if you have answered. So there are a lot of yes and no's are there. Now, before we start, I want to share some little one story. It's very important to understand that why many organizations, they are still struggling to have diversity. The reason is that we want diversity. We want an organization because we attend conferences, we hear a lot about it, but do we really believe in it? That's the most important thing. Are we really believing in it? So how I realized it, that few years back, I'm a Taqdeer Award assessor. So I went for, it's about the Ministry of Labor, Dubai. So I'm team leader for it, and I went for one assessment. And while doing the assessment, a lot of statistics and KPIs were shown to me, and I was very happy that okay, company is like really working on diversity and all those things. And since I don't drive car, the person who came to drop me, the HR manager of the organization, he said, okay, he lives nearby and he'll come to drop me. So I was okay with that. While we were coming, and he explained me, we were talking, and he lives in an apartment, and he was telling me that he's very happy that the whole building, most of people, those who live there, they are from the same nationality, same region, speak the same language, follow same festival and culture. And it was really shocking for me. Why it was shocking? Because we all talk about at the high level outside that yes, we like diversity, but until we change something inside in our behavior, we companies will keep struggling to achieve diversity, and we will see that why people don't like it. I don't hate that person. I very well understand that why that HR manager, on paper he has to show that okay, diversity is required, but in his personal life he doesn't like it, and there is a very genuine reason for it. So I want to talk about it. Sir Abbas. Yes, that's wonderful. And this is what is required for the diversity, because we have to take some conscious steps for that. But there is a bad news. Your brain does not like it. Believe it or not, and I will prove it why your brain does not like everyone it meets, especially people, those who are not like us. It could be the same it could be they are speaking different language, they have different culture, they have different habits, they are different gender maybe. So just let's see why it is. First, I want you to understand through the evolutionary reason. Let's go back little few years back. So I want to ask you that, do you have any idea when our evolution started? Our evolution started around 7 million years ago. And when it started, it's very important to understand how did our brain understand the environment, the surrounding around us? Because the way it understood, it started hardwiring it. That was required for our survival. If the brain would not have understood it, it would not help us to survive. Just a second, I want to. Okay, there was some problem here. It is very important for us to understand that how did the brain evolve? When we were evolving, do you think the human is the most strong animal among all the animal kingdom? No, we are not. We are neither very strong, neither the fastest runner, nor the fastest, like we don't have claws. We can't climb trees as easily as other animals. We can't fly. We can't swim as fast as other animals. So the only way for our survival was that we work together. We unite, we work as a team. This is very important to understand because many animals are solitary animals, but we are not. We are social animals. We have to be together. This is required for our survival, and it's very much hard coded in our brain. It's extremely hard coded in our brain. We have seen the result during the COVID time, that when we were in isolation, how difficult it was for us. Now, the neurotransmitter which helps us to have this bonding, this togetherness with our community is oxytocin. Whenever you touch your children, or you touch your spouse or your parents, and or you hug them, or you shake hand with your friends, how do you feel? Do you feel something good is happening in your body and mind, or do you feel, yeah, why have to shake with hand with that person? Just have to know about this neurotransmitter, because this neurotransmitter, oxytocin, helps us to have the feeling of in group. I belong to a group. I have the feeling of togetherness. I feel secure when I'm with my people. I feel that I'm right. I don't have to justify anything. I have an identity. My identity is that I belong to certain group. I have an emotional safety because I know when I have any pain, my group of people will come and help me. I feel confident. All these things comes because we have this oxytocin, because we are connected with each other. But we do not get this feeling when we are with another group, when we are with another group. And that's the problem we are facing in diversity. Oxytocin binds us, it keeps us together. Oxytocin is a neurotransmitter which helps us to care for each other, care for people who belong to our community. When I'm saying community, I mean tribe here. But there is little problem with oxytocin. Any guesses what that problem could be? Because oxytocin is very good for everything, but there is little problem. I want to hear from you what that problem could be. Oxytocin leads to ethnocentric behavior. Means whosoever belongs to me, I will care more for them, and I may be little biased for others. And all this happens at subconscious level because it is hard coded in our brain for generations, more than 10,000 generations, 7 million years. So there is no point in judging anybody if somebody doesn't like diversity, because these decisions are done at the 200 milliseconds. Even before we realize that we are feeling this way, our brain has already decided it. So what binds us? That's oxytocin binds us, blinds us. And it's so important that I'll repeat it one more time. What binds us blinds us. Oxytocin is blinding us. Our togetherness in community is binding us, but that blinds us for others as well. And this is the most important thing for anyone to understand, those who are working to have diversity. And the best part is that diversity is required in every aspect of life, not only for HR. Anything we do, we need to have that thing. Now, any guesses that what do you think that why do we like the people of our own community or our own people, those who are like us? Like if I'm Arabic speaker, I'll prefer to talk to Arabic speaker than the English speaker, or maybe I'll go back to my native language. If I'm from Lebanon and somebody is from other person is from Lebanon, I'll automatically do that. And no matter how much we deny this fact, how, like, I do this experiment a lot of time during the conferences, workshop, and wherever I go to speak. I ask people to speak with each other for 5 minutes, with anybody they can choose, and they speak. And after 5 minutes, I ask them, with whom are you talking? Just take a notice of it. And they realize the person is from same country, they have the same color, hair color, they have same skin color, they have same eye color. In fact, they go till that level that female chooses female from the same nationality to talk to her. And it happens it very naturally to them. Why? Because decisions are done here at subconscious level, 200 milliseconds, much faster than we can realize it. So why we like people, those who are like us? We feel safe with them. We feel avoid the fear of rejection. If somebody is from the same native place like me, they may have same eating habits. So if we are going out to eat together, there are high chances that they'll order the same kind of food and we can chat along with that. So there is avoiding the fear of rejection or any kind of conflict, because we don't like conflict. We want to live in harmony. We want to live with each other happily. How to avoid conflict? That we are with group of people, those who think like me. And this is what happens when the recruitment happens. Sometimes people try to take the people from the same similar background. And the reason is that because subconscious level, they are trying to avoid the conflict. Another reason, able to read them. Now, interesting story about it. Few years back, because I travel a lot, and not because I like traveling, but because of my work and because of my husband, he likes to travel. So I just tag along with him. And but I realized that whenever I have to travel, I love the destination. I love Dubai, but I have always problem with traveling. Like traveling really makes me anxious. So I thought, okay, let me find out what the reason is that. And I did the anxiety activity, which is again another topic. But I broke down step by step what exactly makes me uncomfortable. Is it packing? Is it going to airport? Is it check-in counter? Is it waiting at the gate? What exactly makes me uncomfortable? And when I started noticing, I realized for me, the most difficult part of travel is that waiting at the gate, because there I see so many different nationalities and I'm not able to read their face. That's the thing I realized, because I paid a lot of attention on what exactly is making me uncomfortable. And when I realized, okay, till now I'm fine, but the moment I sit at the gate and if I smile at somebody and that person is not smiling, not because that person hates me or dislikes me, but just because in their culture they don't smile at stranger. In my culture, if I can smile at stranger. Because of the cultural differences, my brain is saying that person doesn't like you, and then I start feeling uncomfortable. So these all these things, it's so beautiful to know that it happens at such a fast pace at subconscious level, that if we don't take notice of it, we just live in the autopilot mode. And that realization was a breakthrough for me, because I started working on it to overcome that anxiety. So I love this thing, that if we are not able to read others face, it makes us difficult to connect with them, especially for female, because female likes to read other person's face much more than male. And again, it's a huge topic, so maybe some other day I'll talk about it. When we are in the group of same kind of people, it reduces the fear of betrayal, because if I'm in the same community, high chances that they'll be loyal to me. So it reduces the fear of betrayal. Another reason is that sense of belongingness. I belong to this group. This is my group. I take care of it. I'll do anything. I'll sacrifice myself for this group. I'll fight with enemies. So we have the sense of belongingness when we are with the same group. And group is required, of course, because it's how the brain is evolved. We need to be together. We can't be alone. So group is required, but making a group creates some other problems as well. So let's see now what is happening at the inside brain level. Now, really want to pay attention because it's a very short session. Hardly we have 8 minutes now. So I'll quickly walk you through. Brain has three main parts. The first part is your survival brain. I'll just show my camera because in case if you're not able to see, the first part is a survival brain where your head connects the neck, this part of your brain. This is the survival brain. It is responsible for your walking and all locomotive motion. The second part of the brain is right behind your eyes. You can see here, if you're seeing my camera, you can see here this part of the brain, which is the emotional brain or the limbic brain, which is responsible for all emotion. And the first part is the third part is your this part, forehead. That is a prefrontal cortex. Now, these three parts have entirely different function. Whenever we are with our own group, our limbic brain works. This part of the middle part of the brain, that limbic brain, you can see that works very fine. We are emotionally connected, secure. But the moment we see anybody who is having different color, complexion, language, eating habit, dressing, anything different from us, the signal, rather than going to thinking brain or the limbic brain, the signal goes to survival brain, because this is how it is evolved. In olden days, when we were in jungle, in cave, and like we were fighting for our survival, if anybody who doesn't like me, that person may be trying to hunt me, so I have to protect myself and my community. So this is hardwired. The moment I see anybody who's different from me, automatically signal goes to survival brain. This realization is very much important if we want to overcome it, because realization, self-awareness is always the first step to achieve anything. Now, why? Now we know that, okay, this is how what is happening inside the brain. Again, it's a detailed one. I'm just telling in very short and essence in favor of time. Now, why the diversity is important? Because imagine a group in which everybody is a very good hunter. Like they know how to hunt. In olden days when we were in cave, and they know how to hunt. But none of them have a very good eyesight, or maybe none of them have the excellent hearing capacity that they can hear even animal, like if animal is approaching, they can hear it. Or maybe none of them is very fast to gather it. No, they are not very good gatherer. So that group will not survive for long. So for our survival, another thing is also required, that is diversity of skills. Somebody has to be excellent at hunting, other person has to be excellent at gathering, somebody has to be like keep very good at watching, keeping in watch on like if anybody is coming or not. So we require different skills for our survival. Now the jungle has become much bigger. Our jungle is like the whole world, because companies are competing with maybe the other companies from different continents, different part of the world. So our jungle is much bigger, and we need much diversified skills for our organization, because every single person, every cultural background person has entirely different perception of the same thing. And when we have different skills, of course, they bring lot of different ideas and we can build on it. I'll give one example. Like I have hundreds of examples, but again, in favor of time, I'll just quickly touch upon one example, how male and female brain is different. 20 years back, people used to think that male brain and female brain are same, all brains are same and all that. But male brain is little different from female brain, and the same reality male perceives in a different way, female perceives in a different way, because male brain is evolved for hierarchy, for social status, while the female brain is evolved for 7 million years for relationship, togetherness, and community. What is the reason behind it? Male is physically stronger than female, so they can survive in a smaller group or alone sometimes if they are really strong. they can survive. But physically, female is not so strong. She cannot go and fight with some bear or some boar. She cannot go and fight alone. So as per survival and the evolutionary reasons, female need to be together to fight with all these dangers and for her survival and to take care of her offsprings. So female brain always works in relationship and trying to resolve things and take care of each other. While for male brain, and all these things are based on different researches from the different neuroscientists. Male brain focuses more on their social status, how is their position in sports and politics and in an organization. They focus on that. Now, why it is important to understand, whenever you are making a risk committee in an organization, if only male member are there, most of the focus will be on the benefit of taking that risk. And if you have only female members in your risk committee, there most of the focus will be on what is the impact of taking this risk on people or the organization in any way. So if you're making a risk committee, you need to have equal combination of both. Why? Male and female both are required for risk committee. The reason is that the male thinks in a different way for the same situation. The risk is same, but the male thinks in a different way than how the female thinks. And this is just one of the example. Like that, so many examples are there what organizations can use, that the data based on the evolutionary reason and how our brain perceives things. Quickly, I just last few points I will talk about. 1 plus 1 is 2. We all know this thing, but now this is very important. Please pay attention. This is not the only way to get to. This is not the only way to get the answer to. I know 1 plus 1 is 2, but there are 1 million different ways to get exactly the same answer. And this is what the diversity is all about. I may be right, my answer is correct, but that's not the only answer. There are 100 million possibilities are there. So the more we open ourselves that, okay, I'm right, this is the right way of doing it, but maybe the person ABC could also be right and they may have the different point of view, but ultimately we are getting the same result. So it's working, right? So this is so important. I came across this thing when I was watching a discovery program, and one of the scientists was speaking about finding life in different planet. And he said, we human scientists know that the life for the life, nitrogen, oxygen, and carbon dioxide is required. But so we are searching that any planet which has these elements so we can like find the life there. But this is not the only way. Maybe there are different ways which we are not still aware of. Maybe life can exist in hydrochloric acid kind of a place also it can exist, which we are not aware of still. And it was really profound like impact on me for that statement. Now, some of the quickly I will touch upon. Again, I speak about 30 different biases which impact diversity. I'll quickly touch upon 2, 3 of them. The first is the affinity bias, which says that people connect more with people, those who have same liking. And it impacts a lot in our relationship, friendship, neighborhood, all those things. Outgroup bias, whenever things go wrong in an organization, it's always the other department which has done the mistake. Operations will blame sales will blame somebody else. So it starts like, because we don't belong to that group. So anything goes wrong that the other group has done, not our group has done. And group thinking. Group thinking is that even if sometimes people think they want to say no, but just to belong in that group, for have the feeling of belongingness, sometimes they agree to things which they should not be agreeing in. These are the consequences of having the in-group feeling and oxytocin. These are some of the impacts. How can we overcome? Again, it's a big discussion, so maybe some other day we can have that. How to overcome all these biases? 30 plus biases are there. Self-awareness, like I had the self-realization when I did the breakdown of what makes me anxious at the airport. So self-awareness is the most important thing. Recognizing, be curious, just listen to people and see that what ideas they are having, and keep the thought that 1 plus 1 is 2, but that's not the only way to get the answer to. There are 100 million different ways are there. And appreciate others' point of view, because believe me, anybody who's meeting you today, like you, their 10,000 generations has survived. So if they can survive all the problems, drought, volcano, earthquake, planet create, sorry, that tectonic plate movement on Earth, all these things, flood, everything, if they have come across and they have survived, this means definitely they have something to offer to the table, right? So be appreciate the differences. That's the only way. Again, it's a very big topic, so I just thought of like touching upon it. If you have any questions, I can take it now. You can write in chat or you can unmute yourself.